Hey everybody, welcome to Hump Day Hangouts, episode 78, the episode where we're all here again.
Nice.
So, I'm gonna go down real quick before we hop into announcements. Since we got everybody, we'll say hi. So, I always go by what I see on my little screen here. So, Chris, how's it going?
Excellent. Great to have you as well.
Good deal. Hernan, how's it going? Where are you? And what have you been up to, man? Fill everybody in.
Hey guys, I've been traveling and I'm in Barcelona right now. I miss you all, guys.
Good deal. I think Hernan's giving a talk this weekend, is it? Are you at a conference or?
Yeah. In fact, I'm in Alicante. I'm going to be in Alicante giving a conference, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Awesome, awesome. Marco, what's up, man? How's it going?
Hey man, what's happening?
Nothing much. Keep 'em busy. Hopefully I don't get the power out. I think I've got the same problem Bradley had last week. I got
Well, I got
thunderstorms rolling through.
same thing going on now, man. It's storming outside again, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
it must be covering the East Coast. So
Same here. They're starting to roll through, so you guys are affecting Costa Rica, man. Cut it out.
It's been
But that's
raining
all right.
for like 4 days, and it's supposed to rain the rest of this week too. So it's like, wow, we've had rain for like 6 or 7 days in a row.
All right, so that's our excuse if we end this early. So now,
All
not too much in the realm of announcements for me today. I just wanted to tell everybody, if you weren't here last week, I think we mentioned it. We just had the first IFTTT SEO V2 webinar, and I wasn't there for it. I had to take care of some other things. But Bradley, I believe you went into monetization, and then you did some other stuff too, right?
Yeah, there was. I did. It was like it ended up going a little over 2 hours, and so the updates was about an hour, and then there was about an hour for the monetization methods, which was like the additional webinar that we promised on the sales page.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did was I cut those up, I edited those out, and then like split them up and put them in the members area. So those of you that are IFTTT SEO Academy version 2 members, it's in the update section inside the training area.
Good deal.
Both of
All
them,
right.
both the update, the monthly update, and the monetization methods. They're two different videos, but they're both in there.
Awesome. And so I put the link in there. If you're not a member, highly suggest you check it out if you're interested in automating things as well as driving traffic, all sorts of good stuff. I mean, honestly, go check it out. The sales page is pretty awesome, but I'm kind of biased on that. So, also put SERPspace link in there. People who are subscribers to SERPspace right now are getting a short email series that Hernan put together on video ranking. So it's pretty cool. It's free. It's just if you're a subscriber, you're getting these, and it's just a quick 4-day series on some of kind of our tactics on ranking videos. And spoiler alert, at the end of that, there's going to be something special. So if you haven't signed up for SERPspace yet, please do hop on. And it's a free account, and I just paste a link over there, sign up, and you'll get some of the cool stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sweet.
that's all I got. You guys got anything?
Yeah, quick announcement from me. I'm doing a free webinar for a Facebook group on May 16th. Time is tentative. I mean, date is tentative and all, but it's going to be on JavaScript and iframe manipulation. For those of you who are or consider yourselves totally white hat, please come in so that you can see what you shouldn't be doing. For everyone else who is into just doing the do, come on in because I'm going to peel your wig back with what I'm about to tell you.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
We can two heads.
I'm gonna post this link to that event page. Is that what you want me to do, Marco?
No, let's hold off on that until I have it all set up and we're sure on the time and the date and all that.
All right.
But yeah, everyone's invited to attend. It's going to be totally free. It's just pure value, the stuff that you can be doing right now to rank your websites and things that Google is letting us get away with. So be there. As I said, you white hatters, you need to be there so that you know what you shouldn't be doing.
Good deal.
Right.
So how should we do this? Will we post in the groups or something?
Yeah, I'll post the links and then we'll drop a link next on next Hump Day.
Awesome.
It'll all be set. We'll have a page set up so that they can just go and check in and let us know. Yeah,
All
we'll
right,
be
easy
there.
peasy. So yeah, and then if you guys are listening now, and we'll just put it in the YouTube notes too. So if you see this or you never watch on time or you have to watch replays, we'll include that so you can make it. Alrighty.
Cool.
Anybody else?
think we're good.
All right, let's do it.
Well, let's get into questions then. Grab the screen. So you guys should be seeing my full screen, correct? I think so.
Yep.
Yes?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, Ryan says, hey Bradley, I'm starting to work on a business that is not ranking well in maps. The owner signed up for Moz Local a couple of months ago using his technically correct address, which includes a N in the street address, but Google displays this address without the N. The address used in the Google My Business also does not contain the N. Now tons of citations have been updated with the N added, and I'm wondering if this could be what's causing issues. Yeah, it could be. So, you know, that happens, and sometimes, and I'm not sure why, but the Google My Business listings will automatically update the address to what they think it should be, but you're best off, unfortunately, you know, if you already started building citations with the technically correct address and Google My Business page updated it to something else, I would go in and update the My Business page again. So I would go and try to make that match what it's supposed to be. And also keep in mind, though, that there's a, I have to go look for the site, but you should also be trying to use the addresses that validate via the U.S. Postal Code, or the Postal Service. In other words, there's a way to validate addresses to where that, you know, to make sure that they're the way that the U.S. Post Office should have them, and then use that address in your Google My Business listing. And I've had that happen multiple times across many different clients where the Google, you know, Google Maps or whatever will update the address to something that's different than what it was supposed to be, and you just have to go back in and edit it. And you might have, it might trigger a re-verification, which means they'll send you another postcard. If that's the case, so be it. Just re-verify it, because I recommend that you try to force Google to make it the correct address, than trying to go and update all of your existing citations out there that have the incorrect address, because then you're just compounding the problem. Try to fix it at the source is what I'm saying. Okay. There also, it's been a while since I've done it, but there should be, just see if it's the same. Google Map Maker. Yeah, if you should be able to edit it potentially inside of Google My Maps, or excuse me, Map Maker, by putting in the address and pulling up your listing and then suggesting an edit. You're going to want to be logged in your main profile when you do that, because, and in fact, any of you that are doing local SEO, it makes sense to come log in to Google Map Maker as your main profile and just add, you know, add details to maps, or make slight edits for stuff that's local around your town that may be incorrect and stuff like that, because then you start to build a profile inside of Google Map Maker as an editor, and you'll see that when if you try to make an edit on a map and you've only done it for, like, it's your first time doing it, it will get held for moderation, like it'll be pending for review, and so some map editor will come by and moderate it and see if it's a, you know, either approve your review or your edit, or they'll deny it, and they'll say why, if it's been declined or denied. Okay, but once you've done enough edits that get approved, which it takes time, guys, but once you've done enough edits that get approved, then you'll be able to start making edits, and they'll be instantly approved. Like, you'll bypass the actual moderation. And I don't know what the threshold is to get over that line, to cross, you know, to cross that line to where you don't have to get moderated anymore. But it's good to have, because if you're doing local, it'll allow you to update almost in real time issues with citations in Google listings, Maps listings. So check that out. That's, just go to Google Map Maker. All right. You want to add to that, anybody? Before I move on.
I think you nailed it.
Looks perfect.
All right. Randy says, if I'm building links to a non-canonical web page, will the link juice naturally flow to the canonical one? I'll be more specific. I'm building links to rank an Amazon page. However, Amazon has 2 versions of every product page. Okay, number 2 is the canonical, and unfortunately, it will actually change if a seller on Amazon changes their title. I don't know if Amazon 301s them if they change, but the only URL that doesn't change is number 1. It's permanent URL. However, it is not canonical. So I think what you're saying is link number 2 canonicalizes to link number 1. Does that make sense? That's what I'm assuming. Is that how you guys are reading that?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm trying to rank an Amazon page in Google, to which Amazon URL should I build links for maximum effect? Well, to be honest with you, all of them. Like, you should be building links to all links that would either 301 redirect, meta refresh, or canonicalize to this URL. Any one of those URLs would be a good target.
Yeah, real quick, just to clarify, it's the other way around. But I think your answer still stands that you should build to all of them.
So this one canonicalizes to here?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He just put a quick chat in the event page.
Okay. Well,
okay.
whichever. So usually what you have, the canonical is the one that it points to, right? So what you're saying is, okay, so number 2 is the canonical. Okay, so number 1 points to number 2 is what you're saying. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. The method still stands. I would build links to anything that either redirects, meta refreshes, or canonicalizes. Period. But if you know that the one you said, let's see, which one is it that changes?
I think number 2 is the canonical and the one that changes too. So the best way to go, in my opinion, would be to build links to number 1 and then both. But yeah, number 1.
Yep. Because that's the thing. If this one changes, but this one always is canonicalized to this one, even though this may change, then you're going to want to be pushing links to this one.
Right.
Because if this is a dynamic URL, which means it updates when something else changes or can be changed at any time, but this one canonicalizes, this is what I would consider like the root URL, if that makes sense. So I would be pushing links to here.
Yeah. If you wanna take the extra job, Randy, if you want to take that extra work, you can still build links to a 301, to a redirect, which you can control link choose, and redirect that to the new URL. But you will need to be like constantly monitoring the new URL.
Yeah,
So the best way to go would be
Yep.
And just as a quick note, it's really interesting about Amazon is that it's backwards. If you build links to the HTTPS version of the website, it redirects to HTTP through a 301. So there's a lot of neat stuff you can do with that.
Cool. So yeah, so that pretty much answers the question. I would go with that one, and then that way, if this changes, and just like Hernan said, you can always do a 301 redirect to here too from a domain that you control, and build all your links to the 301 redirect, and that way, in case this changes, you can just update the target, the destination of that 301, and you can still keep pushing juice to it. But like Hernan just said, that if you want to just stick with this one because it won't continue, you won't have to monitor this. If this one's always going to canonicalize to this, regardless of whatever this is, then you can build links to here.
Yeah.
Okay. Robert says, hello Bradley and SM team. I've gone through IFTTT SEO V2, but I'm still left with this one question. Actually more, but this one for now. Scenario: I have a WordPress site branded RG stuff. I built a tier 1 around it, no tier 2. One of my tier 1 sites is YouTube. That is branded RG stuff. Okay. WP site, WordPress and YouTube are totally connected. Okay. So if I understand the training correctly, if I build persona-based tier 2 sites to the YouTube channel, I could build as many as I want, and it will not reflect as a bad footprint on the YouTube channel and ultimately to the branded website. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Let me try to read that again. Let's see. I have WordPress site branded. I'm assuming do you mean this is a self-hosted WordPress site? Is that what you mean? Because I'm not sure.
I would assume so, but I would say let's go with that. And
okay. He has a money site.
Yeah.
So he has a money site, and then the YouTube channel. I guess they're both syndicating to the same network. In other words, you've got your money channel, and your money site, right? So your main YouTube channel and your money site, your main website, that are both syndicating to the same branded IFTTT network. Well, that's fine if you want to build. No, see, what I would do is I would take the YouTube channel and disconnect it from the branded network, and then create a new tier 1 network for the channel that would just be a persona-based network, and that way that your branded network is only going to be connected to your main website, your money site, and then you can build out tier 2 networks on your the tier 1 unbranded or persona network that you have around your YouTube channel. Because right now, if you build If you build two-tier networks and connect it to your branded properties in tier 1, then even if all you wanted to do was use that for YouTube, every time you upload a video to YouTube, it's going to automatically syndicate to tier 1, and in tier 1's automatically going to push it out to tier 2. That would be fine if it was just YouTube, but the same thing is going to happen every time you post a post to your money site. You publish a post to your money site, it's going to do the same thing. And again, I don't recommend doing that. So if you want to use two-tier networks, which you should be for YouTube anyways, then just disconnect YouTube from your branded tier 1 network, create another tier 1 persona-based network, it's non-branded, and connect that to your YouTube channel, and then use that non-branded tier 1 as your trigger point for your tier 2 networks around your YouTube channel. So that way your money site is only syndicating content to a branded tier 1 network only, but your YouTube channel is syndicating content to a full 2-tier network. And you can stack as many of those on that one YouTube channel as you'd like. Okay? What you can do if you still want to post the YouTube videos also to your branded network, which you can do, you just would have to manually, after you upload a video to YouTube or live stream or whatever, you'd have to go over to your money site and create a blog post and embed that video in the blog post, which is fine. You can do that too. It's just one more manual step of going over to your blog and then creating a blog post using the video that you just uploaded to your YouTube channel. Then when you publish the blog post, it's going to go ahead and syndicate out across your branded network as well. So you end up getting another syndication out of it to a branded network. Because remember, you already got them through your persona-based networks if you build it out that way. So, but yeah, there's no issue with footprint on YouTube channels, guys. Not with the descriptions, the way that we have the descriptions set up in the recipes. If you start pulling in YouTube video descriptions and such, then yes, it can be a footprint. If you're using it to build links back to like money sites and stuff like that, it can be an issue. But if you use the recipes the way that we have them set up for YouTube networks, then it's not a footprint issue. All right. Let's see. Or should I build a full 2-tiered system grouping, whatever it's called, with YouTube being the hub and connect that to the branded WordPress site? Or is this in addition to my first scenario? Yeah, no. Again, keep those separate. Okay, just keep them separate. If you just have one persona-based entire network, full 2-tier network for YouTube, and then keep your branded network tied to just your money channel. That's it. Okay. How much difference would it or doesn't make on the two scenarios, if any? Well, I just described the only scenario that I would suggest. Okay, so I wouldn't suggest either one of these. I would do what I just mentioned. Okay, one more question. If I built siloed playlists in the branded YouTube channel, should I direct my tier 2 links to the channel as shown in the V2 training? Or should I direct the links to the playlists? Or both, playlist and channel? You can do either, Robert. Play with them. Set up one set of recipes that points to the playlist and then another set of recipes that point to the channel. That way you've got some variety. Just play with them. That's entirely up to you how you want to do that. Okay, I just give you a guideline to show you how you can use the recipes to create links every time you post, make a post or upload a video, and the links are always going to go back to your YouTube property, right? So you're going to either be building links back to your channel, or to a playlist, or to another YouTube video, or whatever it is that you want. You can code that into the recipe. Just keep in mind that that's hard coded. So if you want to update them, you got to go mess with that. The ingredients in that recipe. Okay, but you can switch it up. That's what I would do. So you can switch it up. Like let's say your Blogger recipe points to your channel. Maybe your Tumblr recipe or your WordPress.com recipe points to your playlist. Something like that. Does that make sense? Switch it up.
Yeah, I also think he's looking at this, and most people are looking at this really narrow and singular, because one user can have 50 channels, right? I think that's what you're allowed per user. So you can create multiple channels, so you can do multiple things. If you're a video person and that's what you want to do, you can do a whole lot of things that are related and just add relevancy to whatever it is that you're doing. You can post from all of your different channels to the same network, or you can build multiple networks. You can crisscross as long as everything is themed. There's a lot that you can do that just mushrooms. You can't just think narrow, one channel, one syndication network, and that's it. That's all I'm allowed to do. You can't think that way.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's, I understand also trying to get the brand. That's one of our frequently asked questions that we get often, guys, by the way, and it's in our knowledge base at support.semanticmastery.com in the IFTTT training or knowledge base articles. But one of them is, if you have a branded network and a money site and a YouTube channel, can you syndicate content from both to the same network? And I always say, yeah, you can. But if you're going to be syndicating, videos, if you want to push videos out across a two-tier network, then I'd recommend just creating a persona-based two-tier network for your YouTube channel specifically, and then keep your branded network just for your main money site. Okay, and then again, you can always publish the videos as blog posts on your main money site and get another syndication out across your branded network from it. So Ryan says, hey guys, getting a lot out of IFTTT so far. Question about setting up branded blog properties. If the client has no blog presence, but they are active on Twitter, Facebook, etc., do you ever syndicate their Twitter posts, Facebook posts, or Tumblr posts through a blogger or WordPress.com? Yeah, you can, Ryan. You absolutely can. This would be similar to a feed that just simply republishes links or embeds those posts to your branded ring. Wondering if you've messed around with that. Yeah, you can. That's what I'm saying, guys. We give you the recipes for using IFTTT to be triggered via RSS feed or from YouTube, because those are the most common types of recipes that you're going to use for content syndication. However, you can use Blogger as a trigger or WordPress.com as a trigger, or just use the RSS feeds from those if you wanted, or you could use Twitter. You could use a Facebook page as a trigger. Anything that you want, really, as long as you can create a recipe inside of IFTTT to do it, you can certainly play with that and test it.
Yeah, in fact, if your client is active on Tumblr, Ryan, Tumblr does output an RSS feed, so you can try both. You can try the native channel, from Tumblr to whatever, or from the Tumblr RSS feed to whatever, so you have both options over there.
Yeah, but he's asking, can you syndicate from Twitter? Yes, because in our Twitter SEO Academy training, we create Twitter syndication networks for that. Mm-hmm. So and then you can also use Facebook post. I'm not sure about like profile posts, but I know you can do page posts.
Yeah, page posts. Yeah, profile posts, they are usually private. So yeah. I don't know if that's the case, but Facebook posts from pages, yeah, definitely.
So absolutely, just play around with that, guys. I mean, again, now that you know how to use IFTTT, feel free to play around with the recipes. I mean, we give you guidelines and tell you why we set up the recipes the way that we do, but there's no reason you can't go out and start playing with some of your own as well. By the way, you guys should probably have, a test network that you have set up, like a throwaway WordPress site that, a self-hosted WordPress site, like a testing domain. You should probably have several testing sites anyways, but you should have a test network or two that you test different recipes on, different syndication methods, things like that, because you don't want to be doing those kind of tests on an asset, a digital asset that's producing income for you, or client stuff, or anything like that. You should have essentially a demo or testing network and site that you can do, try different things on, because that way it's not going to harm anything. It's not going to end up, if you do something wrong and you end up getting accounts terminated or whatever, it's not going to lose or interrupt a revenue stream, an income stream, right? So it's always good to have at least one test network somewhere that you can play around with different types of recipes and stuff. Michael Frank says, hello, none of my city subdomains will have many videos individually. Can I just use one of the branded YouTube channels for all cities? Sure, Michael. Absolutely. In the Google Drive doc of a brand IFTTT network, is it a good idea to add in some citations like Yelp to the list of online properties? Sure, you can do that too, Michael. We actually teach that inside of RYS Academy, but yeah, you can do that inside the Drive doc. Why not? You can put links to your citations. If you have a local business and you have citation listings out there, or direct business directory listings, sure, link to them. Find out what your most valuable ones are and link to those. Right? And let's see, how are we on questions today? We got a few. I was going to say I'll give a demo real quick of how to find the most powerful citations, but we've covered that before. You think I should cover that again real quick or move on?
No, I think we can move on. Just Google them.
Yeah, I was gonna give a demo, but Michael, just what you should do is go put your the business's name and phone number in, and then into Google. So search on the business name plus phone number, and then whatever Google shows you as on the top 2 pages of what citations are showing, business directory listings are showing, copy those. Those are going to be your most powerful citations. So if you want to link to those, that's fine.
Yeah, that technique, usually Google telling you what are the most valuable things of pretty much everything, works for, if you're trying to power up a press release, if you're trying to power up other profiles, like if you're doing a branded search, and Google will tell you which one are the most valuables because
Yep.
the top 3 or top 5. So
Okay, Greg says, hey guys, do you happen to know where the website files created in sites.google.com are located? I'm not sure what that means. You mean like where those sites are hosted? Somewhere on Google servers, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not reading the question right. Does anybody know what he's asking here?
Yeah,
yeah,
I think it's like, you know how you can access the files in WordPress,
the
or you
HTML,
can
right?
access FTP or cPanel files. That's Google internally, and they will never give you access to that. That's why we came up with the Google Drive method in RYS Academy to
Right.
build sites. This way, we have more granular control.
Yeah. Yeah, because those are all. I mean, I don't know how to access any of those files. They're on Google servers, which are probably like in the middle of Fort Knox or something. So
The moon.
let's see. This is John. He says Bluechip backlinks is awesome. I should have listened to you guys earlier. Everybody needs it. A wealth of information. Yeah, it's awesome. It really is powerful.
Yeah.
Stephen, contact us at support. We'll get you squared away. Many SEO companies advertise daily sitemap submission. Is this a good idea, and how do you automate this? That's BS. Daily sitemap submission is garbage. It's crap. That's just a feature or benefit that they put in their sales copy to sound more important. Because when you submit a sitemap, guys, it's there. It's done. You don't have to keep submitting it. It should update dynamically. Well, it depends, I guess, on your web platform. But like WordPress updates dynamically, so it's
Yeah.
not something that in most sitemaps should update dynamically. I don't think there's any of them that are static unless you got like an HTML site, and even then they've got scripts that update that stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah. As long as it's XML, it should update. Or unless you have like a humongous website, a website
Where
with
you're
thousands of pages,
yeah,
where
and
you
pumping out dozens of posts per day or something like that.
right. If that's the case, you will need to use something like Better WordPress Sitemap. That will actually cache your sitemap, but the cache will expire, so it's pretty much the same. Instead of updating like every instantly, it will take like a day or two, but it's pretty much the same. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is like the sitemap, like especially when if you're gonna go submit your sitemap to Search Console, right? You only need to submit it once, and then it's going to update. It's supposed to update dynamically, but like Hernan just said, like for example, if you've got a site it's a massive site and it's got thousands of pages or posts, or if you're like you publish a hell of a lot of content, so your blog's being updated dozens or hundreds of times per day, like think of like Huffington Post and things like that, guys, then those sitemaps, they'll cache, because otherwise it's too resource heavy to generate sitemaps like that regularly. But again, you only need to submit it one time, so to like Search Console.
Yep. And there's also most of the time you will have like parameters on the sitemap, whether the content is updated like on the blog, for example, Yoast. It will tell that the posts are updated daily. So that's like or hourly or always or never, So that's like a cue for the spiders to keep coming back, And then you have priority. Like for example, the homepage will have most of the priority and it's updated regularly and those kind of things. Those are like timestamps that the spider use with XML language to keep coming back, depending on the frequency of your posting updates. So
Yeah. Okay. Looks like Adam's gotten a lot of those. Brian asked, does building links to an IFTTT user profile do anything to help the recipes? Not to help the recipes, but you can get a link from Google, or excuse me, from IFTTT. Let's go log in real quick and I'll show you. If we go to my
there's like a profile link, right?
Yeah, you can get which can be used as a a buffer site or whatever. But if we go to how do I go to like just my profile page? Do you know? Preferences maybe? Yeah, that's probably it. There's a profile page. I know there is. I've just got to find it. Here it is. And it should give you, anyways, there's a way to get a public profile URL, and I'm not sure exactly where that is, but here it is. There it is, right there where it says View Profile Dummy. IFTTT.com/P/your username is going to be your profile. Now, there should be somewhere in here, I thought there was a link to my website.
Yeah, you have it set up as your Facebook profile. You can edit that.
Yeah, it should have been edited. It used to be to Semantic Mastery. I wonder what happened. Maybe it updated and I need to change it. Let's take a look at it and then unsigned, where I'm not signed in. Yeah, it looks like I need to edit that. But at least you used to be able to. Maybe it's changed, but you used to be able to put a link to like your main money site, and it would show on your public profile page. It's not going to do anything to build links here to help the recipes. But if you had like a link to one of your properties here or whatever, then you can push some juice through that link. But other than that, no, it's not going to help your recipes any.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that, for example, if you use something, because you can use some of the channels as profiles, you can select a new channel to become your main link. And if you select something like Twitter, it will grab your Twitter username, and it will also grab the description for your Twitter profile. So, for example, I'm on a client right now. That's why I know that it will get the description from the Twitter profile, and the links are active links. So
yeah.
It says like follow on Snapchat, and I have the t.co link for the Snapchat profiles of these guys. So those are active links, and you can build links to this. So
let's try it and see what happens. Profile updated. There you go. See how it just updated that? Let's refresh this and see what it looks like in a. There we go.
Oh, that's cool. It has hashtags and all, so that's a live link. So.
Yep, that's a live link, which should take me over to Semantic Mastery. Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's where you would get your benefit. Don't use Facebook, though, apparently, because then it won't give you a link.
No.
It used to be you could actually post your link in there, but now it looks like it changed. Okay, can you expand on what was mentioned, that Amazon 301s all... okay, so this is more from Marco. About the HTTPS to HTTP.
Yeah, but that's stuff that we usually reserve for the mastermind. I'm sorry, I thought I brought it up. I thought people were familiar with 301, double 301, and how one redirects to the other.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much you're willing to give away. That's up to you. That's mastermind.
Well, you know me, I always give away the farm, and then you guys yell at me. so it's the whole good cop, bad cop routine,
Yeah. To put it simple.
Is Randy in Masterclass or Mastermind, by the way?
I think he's in Masterclass. I'm not 100% sure if you're in Mastermind, Randy, but I think you're in Masterclass. We're going to have a Masterclass webinar as soon as this one's done.
Post a question there.
We can cover that in there a little bit. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, IFTTT for e-commerce online shop. I'm not really sure what that question is, but yeah, you can do that.
Yep.
I mean, like what we've talked about. I haven't used it for like syndicating product listings and stuff, but I've done it with subdomain sites to use as the content distribution engine to build links to my product pages or to category pages and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and
yeah,
I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. If your name's Marcin or I'm not sure how you say that. But depending on the platform too, this is perfect for things like Shopify and a lot of other areas, depending on what you're doing.
Yeah. Usually the best way to go for e-commerce, and we have this usage training, and we have a section for e-commerce as well, and we want to dive, on probably on the next and an upcoming funnel, we're going to be diving a lot more into other uses that do not come, strictly hand in hand with SEO. You have some SEO benefits, of course, but if you're looking into more like promoting your products via social media, V2 will help you, because whether it is for, using subdomains to link back to your product pages or category pages, or even having something like WooCommerce that will output an RSS feed, or Shopify that will output an RSS feed, and you can syndicate directly from the e-commerce. So if you haven't jumped into V2, do so, because inside of it you will find the specific usage for e-commerce and how to set up for maximum impact and having the most amount of eyeballs on your products.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mason buys houses. Did you ever test the bulk phone verified account company from the IFTTT training? No, I didn't, but because I mentioned them in the training, the guy reached out to me that runs that because he said that he's gotten a shit ton of orders, which is funny. I see that you're saying they increased the cost of 100 double verified YouTube accounts to $50 and will not answer a purchase request. I'm not sure what to tell you about that because he ended up reaching out to me via support at Semantic Mastery, and then I got on a Skype chat with him, and he was like really appreciative of me driving traffic to him when I hadn't even tested it. But guys, I did disclaim inside the training that I hadn't tested it. It was just something that I Googled and I found phone verified accounts. So honestly, 100 double verified YouTube accounts for $50 is still a good price. But obviously, you need to get in hold of him, and I can't help you get a hold of him other than trying to contact him via Skype myself, which I'm not really set up to do that. So just keep trying, and hopefully he'll reply to you. If not, try another one. There's other phone verified account providers out there too. I just picked one from Google, guys, and pointed it out in the training and said, hey, look, this is what a provider looks like. I haven't tested them, but they look like they're pretty good. Give it a shot. So just find somebody else if he's not answering. If he doesn't want your money, I'm sure somebody else will take it. John says, this is Houston Junk Car Buyer. We'll just call him John Doe. Can you curate content from your self-hosted WordPress site to your social media 2.0 sites? What are advantages versus disadvantages to this? I'm not sure what you mean. Can you? Yeah, that's what we teach is how to curate content from your self-hosted WordPress site to your social media sites. You're right. Yeah. You publish curated content on your main blog, and it's going to republish itself across your network.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. If you're using IFTTT, you do not need to do that work. You just publish curated content on your WordPress site, and it will automatically syndicate out.
Yep.
To your social media. And most of the links that you get from IFTTT, it's curated content because there are like 3 or 4 platforms that are like actually, copying, if you would, or posting the posts as they are, but the rest are backlinks, like bookmarks and those kind of things. They are curating content. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and the advantages and disadvantages. Well, I'm a huge advocate for curated content. Been using curated content for years now, as opposed to written content or original content. Because it's much more efficient to produce, it's much cheaper, and it's more authoritative. And Google freaking loves curated content, and it also does things like it masks footprints and stuff like that. So there's a number of reasons why I would recommend using curated content over, original content. I mean, don't get me wrong. If somebody's an expert in their field and they like blogging, absolutely they should produce original content. But for clients and stuff like that, I have curators that are just virtual assistants that have been trained on how to curate, that create all the content for my clients and for my lead gen sites and stuff. They don't have to be subject matter experts. All they have to do is know how to locate good information and curate it. That's it. And so it's a much more effective. Hiring skilled writers that are knowledgeable or experts in a particular field or topic or subject matter can be really freaking expensive. If you don't believe me, just ask legal bloggers. People that provide content marketing services for attorneys and doctors and stuff like that. That kind of stuff's expensive, really expensive. Whereas curated content is a hell of a lot cheaper because you can train somebody how to become an expert curator in pretty much any subject matter without them needing to be experts in that subject. So I highly recommend that. And by the way, you're in the mastermind, John, and you have access to Curation Mastery. Just go check it out. Go through that training. I think you'll find it very valuable. For everyone else, if you want it, we can drop a link for it. We're going to update it and relaunch it under a new brand with new updates and everything, and that's probably going to be underneath the Mastery PR brand, and that's probably going to be a launch set for sometime around September. So just know that it might even be done sooner than that. It's probably going to be done sooner than that. So just keep that in mind if you guys are interested in it. Anybody that purchases the original version of it will get the updated version.
Oh my God, it's killing me. You're not reading the next question yet.
Okay, my name is Cecil DC Glenn. I'm the artist that made the song.
Yeah.
Whoomp There It Is.
Let me interrupt you, man. He gets a +1 even before you read the question.
Yeah.
That's why I was dying, just like, oh my God, come on, read it.
Back in the 90s, I'm building a nostalgia website. That's awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
A nostalgia website for Tag Team, and yeah, I remember Tag Team back again. I remember that song, dude. And because the song title is repeated so many times, is this silo structure acceptable? The site is purely for information and context, but will serve as a nuclear engine for all my other sites. Is this the proper structure? I am in the pre-production phase of building this site. Tag Team back again. Well, I want to look at it. Can I look at it, guys? Did anybody else click on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't do site audits on Hump Day Hangouts. We do in Masterclass. I'd love to have you come join the Masterclass so that we can, maybe help you with this. But and just taking a quick glance at it, what do you guys think? Did you look at it?
Yep. Yeah, I did. My first impression would be that the silo structure is solid. However, probably you can save a bunch of articles just by nucleating combining keywords into a big article. Like for example, the Whoomp There It Is silo. It would be a good idea to have probably 3 or 4 of these keywords. They can fit into a big article. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's also getting himself into over optimization problems.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is probably his main concern. I mean, just based on his question, is that he knows it's going to be tough to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the silos are good. 90s music, old school music, Whoomp There It Is, Tag Team Back Again. Those are great because those are different URLs as well. But then, for example, the 90s music, it can be movies, cartoons, fashion, hits, songs without the 90s. You know what I mean? So that will give you like a unique URL. The same with old school music, like rap, R&B, movie songs, etc. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Yeah, because if it's in that silo already, then it's already been qualified as being, old school music, right? So like you don't need to say old school rap because you could just say rap for that matter because it's already in the old school music folder or silo or container. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So.
Yeah,
so
or you could just mention it once, but you wouldn't want to have that as like the title or something like that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right.
So,
for example, if the URL is Tag Team Back Again, then I won't have like the one of the silos is Tag Team Back Again, and that can give you like Tag Team Whoomp. You're repeating the keyword like twice or thrice. So.
Sorry, this is my favorite question today. Every time we talk about it, or you say that, I just keep hearing the song in my head. So, sorry, this is really hard to think about. Well,
one other thing, if he has the URL to the official video, please post it, man, so that we can go give it some love, so that we could go, because I know Gary posted one, but I don't think that's the official video. Dr. Gary posted the URL to a video. But if you're on this DC Glenn and you have the URL, post it, man. We'll go watch the video, give it some love, man.
Yeah.
I love that song.
So DC Glenn is the winner of the question of the day. Winner. I don't know what you get, but
yeah, big time. All right, man. The song was the inspiration for a '90s party my friend had not too long ago.
Let's see, Dan. Okay, Dan says I got networks built by you guys. How do I know what the trigger is from them? Well, when you ordered the network, you provided us with the trigger. You should have, right? Like we ask you when you place the order if you want a blog syndication network, in which case you have to supply the RSS feed, or if you want YouTube syndication, in which case we either create the YouTube channel for you if it's a brand new network, or if you have an existing YouTube channel that you wanted as the trigger, you need to just send us your page login details, which is part of the order process as well. So what you need to do is go to your Tier 1 network and log into the IFTTT account from your Tier 1 network. Okay, so open up your spreadsheet, go find the IFTTT row, log in, and then just go to My Recipes and look, and you'll see what the trigger is in the recipes. And that's what we built it on. And again, that should have been from information supplied by you when you ordered. Okay. All right, we're almost done. We're almost out of time anyways. We've got about 4 or 5 minutes tops. Bluechip backlinks. All right, cool. Adam, thank you. Hi, Bradley. Did you do an HT access training? I'm looking for the best code to use for general SEO. No, I haven't, because HT access stuff, I have not done any training on that. Honestly, I'm not real good with it either. Every time I got to do anything in HT access, I end up having to look on forums and stuff like that to get it straight. Or I just contact the host, which is what I like about having a good host. Because if you contact a good host and say, look, I need this done to my HT access file, they'll do it for you. That's personally what I do. Like, if I'm just testing some stuff, so I don't have any training on that. If that's what you're asking, George, no, I'm sorry. But I'm sure you can find something if you dig around in Google long enough. You can find something, I'm sure. Masterclass, Randy. Okay, Randy, then bring that question up in when we start here in about 10 or 15 minutes. And we can answer that question about the HTTPS thing. John says, where do I find Mastermind? I always miss them. Masterminds are every other Thursday, and under Mastermind, instead of Masterclass, you have to go into the Mastermind community and click on the Events tab in the left sidebar, and that will take you to the events page for that for the Mastermind community, and that's where you'll find the Mastermind community or event page.
And John, you should also be getting email reminders. One just went out today, and you'll get another one an hour before. If for some reason you are not getting those emails, please send in a support ticket, and we'll get you straightened up.
Yep. Okay, no disrespect. DC Glenn, that's awesome. He's that he came on. Okay, Rico Suave, Richard, he says, questions I also pasted on Facebook. Blogger.com issue. Last week my AHREFS toolbar showed UR6, and then it went to 12, while the backlinks went from 10 to 120. So far, so good, but since a couple of days ago it went to 0. Is it just me who has this issue, or is AHREFS blocked on Blogger, or the DR is shown? Anyone can confirm with AHREFS tool Blogger shows UR value greater than 0. Okay, I'm not familiar with any of the AHREF metrics anymore because I've been using Majestic for the last 2 years. So I'm not even sure which metrics these are. Many thanks in advance. In addition, I think I found something. Blogspot.com has a country redirect. Yeah, they have a country redirect, I think, for like, God, how many different domain extensions do they have? Marco?
Yeah.
However many Googles there are, man, and
Yeah.
I think it's over 100.
Yeah. Yeah, those are all you can use. It's basically like canonicalized or 301 to the original blogspot.com if you create it that way, so you can use all of those as additional link targets.
Yes.
Because they're all redirected. Are they canonicalized or redirected?
No, they are canonicalized because yeah, it doesn't matter what you put, it will still it will keep the TLD. You know, if you put like blogspot.com.fr.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it will keep the TLD. You know.
So it's canonicalized, not redirected.
Yeah, it's
you're right.
So, but you can play a little bit with that, and those are all great link targets. In fact, if you're doing foreign SEO, the Ahref lang tag on the Blogger will change depending on the TLD. You know.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to test.
So yeah, so I know that you can build links to any one of those TLDs extensions, and it should be canonicalized back. In fact, all you got to do is just go check it out. Like, look at your .fr extension, right? So look at your blogspot.fr extension or whatever, and then just take view page source and look for the what is it? Link rel equals canonical. That's all you got to do is look for that, and you should be able to find it, and it should be pointing to your blogspot.com. Now, as far as AHREFS, I can't speak for AHREFS specifically, but I know, like, guys, a lot of backlink analysis tools, I don't know specifically about this one situation, but I can tell you that things change with backlink analysis. I mean, for example, guys, I've only been using Majestic for the last couple of years, but sometimes I'll be looking at a domain and it'll have a trust flow of 27, and then I'll look at it the next day and the trust flow will be 0. And it will stay that way for 3 or 4 days, and then it'll jump back to the 27 or whatever. And same thing goes on with backlinks. Sometimes backlinks will disappear from their index, and then they'll come back, and that just kind of happens. I'm not sure what causes that, but it does happen. So maybe that's what you're seeing, Richard. I don't know for sure because I don't know specifically what this one problem is because I'm not even familiar with what those acronyms are inside of AHREFS. It's been that long. Anybody else want to add to that? I know we got to roll, but
No, I think we have to wrap it up here. One more question.
Yep.
okay. So sorry if I can't answer that better for you, Richard. I just don't know much about AHREFS, and I can see that backlink analysis tools do some weird stuff sometimes. When you curate content for a client, do you put it on a subdomain and link back to yourself while also linking to the original source? I don't know what you mean by that. Curate content for a client. No, when I curate content for a client, it gets published directly to their blog. So, I mean, because they're paying me for content marketing services or for SEO, which includes content marketing services. And because of that, we're going to post the content directly to their blog. So I'm not sure what you mean by that. So, okay, that's it, guys. We are done. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Masterclass members, we will see you in about 10 minutes. And for everyone else, we'll see you next week. Thanks for being here.
Awesome. See you, everybody.
All right, man.
Bye.
Bye.